Hey,
Hello. Hey, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Happy Halloween month,
Happy
right?
Halloween. Happy October. Happy
October,
spooky
all the
month.
spooky month. Oh my goodness. My husband loves to watch scary movies the whole of October. Like that is his thing to do. Right? That is so funny. Yeah, spooky month. Oh my goodness. How many of you guys love watching spooky movies during the month of October? Right? Oh, you know
No,
what you gotta do? You know what you guys, you know what your viewers have to do in the comments? You have to give us some of your favorite spooky movies. Mine are
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Let us know. Write them in the comments. That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I, oddly enough, with me being in this business, I don't watch spooky movies.
That's so funny.
I don't like them.
Oh my
we
goodness.
we will watch Little Vampire. That's like my
That's
spooky movie.
cute. That's a cute one. I like Hocus
Yeah.
Pocus too.
I think I've seen Hocus Pocus. If I
The
have,
second one's
it's been a
better.
while. Is it?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get you, get you. I'm tired. I'm delirious. It's okay. He's so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So welcome guys. Guess what? So we're October, we're gonna be focusing on our spooky experiences and stories. But if you have a story you want to share, or if you have a question or a photo to share with us that you want an intuitive reading on, send us an email.
Yeah. It's over
Yeah.
in the chat. So go
Yeah.
ahead and check that out. And it's got our email and our phone number. Go ahead and give us a call or email us any question, anything to challenge our skills in the reading. So bring it on.
Bring it on. Yes,
Bring
we
it
love a
on.
challenge. Yeah, so it can be someone who's passed on, a loved one, or someone you knew that's passed on, a place. We even love to do readings on a place and your pets.
Mhm.
We, pets are really outside of my comfort zone, but I like it still just the same.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
It is a
Keeps us
challenge.
moving.
Keeps us moving.
So, what are one of your scary experiences you've had?
Oh my goodness. So, I've been thinking about this for a couple of days. It's like, what can I talk about? And there's one thing that keeps coming up over and over and over again in my mind is a Ouija board experience. Um, so first of all, it's like when I was a
You know,
kid, mm, when I was a kid, I had a Ouija board and my grandmother threw it out. Like, we're not having this in the house. And I'd go buy another one and she'd throw it out. And I'd go buy another one and she threw it out. So I think after like the fourth one, I finally just be like, okay, I won't buy anymore, because I didn't think anything about them. Well, a friend of mine had a Ouija board, and we decided we were going to try to reach out to someone we had known that had passed away. And she did it upright. She got it all spooky. We lit candles all over the room. We turned out all the lights and just had the candles, and there was 3 of us there, and we were holding hands, and, um were we holding I think we started out holding hands, and then we put our hands on the little thing that moves around, right? And I closed my eyes and I was thinking about the person, then all of a sudden, I felt this breeze. Right, come past me. It really kinda came, like, through me, like, I felt this breeze, and the lights flickered, um, like, my eyes were closed, and I could see, like, the lights flicker,
oh yeah.
and I jumped back. It startled me so much. I jumped back, and I was like, "Oh my god," and everybody's like, "What?" And I'm like, Did y'all not experience that? I got chills. Oh man, I got chills right now. And I'm like, they're like, no. And they explained what happened. They're like, no, that didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, it did. It was just creepy. It was just creepy, especially when there's 3 of us and I'm the only one that experienced it.
Yeah. And were your skills active at that point?
So my skills have always been active. I just didn't know they were active. I didn't
There you
know that it was skills. I didn't know that it was a gift. I didn't know, I didn't know what a psychic was until I was 30 something. I mean, we never
Wow.
talked about it.
Wow.
Nobody ever
Yeah.
taught me that. I didn't even know what tarot cards were. I didn't know what any of this stuff was. Like, I was brought up Southern Baptist. It was not spoken about in my home, So first time
Yeah.
somebody took me to a psychic, I thought it was a joke. Um, so so yeah, I mean, and then once somebody told me what my gift was, like everything made sense. As far back as I can remember, stuff made sense. Because when I was a kid, I lived with my grandparents, and in their basement, um, I had friends in the basement, and we would play all day long. And my grandmother would get frustrated with me because I was playing in the basement by myself to her, all day long. And I'm like, well, no, there's people down there, and we're doing this and we're doing that, and
Just never really known.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that was like
Oh,
it's like Ouija board experience. That was pretty freaky and pretty scary, and yeah.
my Ouija board experience wasn't very exciting, but we went to band camp, and my two friends and I, yeah, we were in the cabin and everything, and the one says, "Hey, let's bring out the Ouija board." I'm like, "See ya, I'm out of here. Let me know when you guys are done." I'm like, "I'm out of here, man. I'm not doing this." So I left, and they did their thing, and I didn't go back until they were done. I went to do it.
Till they were done. That's so
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
No, like, when I was a kid, it wasn't no big thing, right? And, but, yeah, that one time it was, but I think we did it right? I think our intention was set. I never set an intention before. We did it all spooky-like, so I don't know. And there was I don't know. It was pretty I mean, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, was that my first experience? No, it wasn't my first experience. Um, spooky. What's something
I
you gotta share a spooky story? 'Cause I got more, but I want you to share some.
uh, I have a very long, kind of a long story of one, and that brings this guy into play. My little new friend here. I just got him this past weekend, so I have to get a name for him, but he's my buddy right now. Um,
Okay.
so when I was about 6 years old, my grandma had 10 acres of land out in the middle of nowhere, so it's just all wide open. And she had these trash cans, 3 trash cans in a triangle shape that she would burn her trash in, 55-gallon barrel things. And I went by, I was around 6 years old. Walked by it, and I saw little heads poking up. This camera is so backwards on me, I can't think. But it only showed like this much of the faces.
Oh, wow.
So they were just poking up like this much out of each of those cans. So I
Wait, there was
freaked
one
out.
in each 3 of them?
One in each of those cans that poked their heads up.
Oh,
And I was like, that freaks me out. So I never walked by those trash cans again the rest of my grandma's life there, by myself. In the same spot, just to actually not maybe 3 yards, 30 yards, maybe. I don't know. Not too far from that we saw a single footprint, large footprint. And there were 6 of us kids that were out
Which
admiring
one?
this single footprint. And the others were all
Oh, that's
saying,
oh,
that's just Dad's footprint. And I remember saying,
it was
that
the
was
rest of
not
them.
Dad's. Exactly. And if it was Dad's footprint, why are we sitting here observing it? It caught our eye for some reason. And so I'm like, this is too
Mhm.
big to be Dad's foot.
That's
But
crazy.
we left it at that.
Wow.
Then we moved on. But this little guy decided to come and visit me again. When I was about 22 years old, I was living in my own apartment for the first time. I was on the 3rd floor. And at that time, we had the corded phones. And so I always had the phone right next to my head so that I can call for help if I ever needed to, because being a girl by herself. And one night, in the summertime, I heard a Siamese cat going off outside. And then it sounded like firecrackers going off in the large trash cans that they have there. I didn't think too much about it. And then for some reason, next thing I know, I'm laying there and I had one of these guys outside my window, kind of hovering there, and 3 at the end of my bed, and 1 on the side of my bed, and 1 in my closet. So,
Wow, that's like a whole I mean, that's a
yeah,
quite a few, yeah.
it was quite a little gathering there. There were 6 of them. And I'm sitting there, I'm laying in my bed and I cannot move. They paralyzed me. So I couldn't move except for my left hand at the wrist. And I remember trying so hard to move my hand to reach for that phone that was right at my head.
Mhm.
And I couldn't move my arm. I could not move my arm. And I was sitting there screaming, call mom, but no voice. It was like telepathically
Mhm.
screaming that. But next thing I know, it was morning time. I'm waking up. They never touched me that I know of. They didn't do anything. They were just surrounding my bed. So it could have been in the neighborhood I was in. It could have been gunshots. Don't know. All I could think of is they were there protecting me. And so I move in my current house.
Mhm.
My current house, I felt them at the end of my bed one night. I felt them looking at me. And when I opened my eyes, they were gone. Another night, I felt them looking at my husband. When I opened my eyes, they were gone. The third time I was in the shower and I felt someone behind me, but when I turned around, I looked down to this 3-foot level, not the height of my husband. But nothing was there. Then I saw
That's
a
mm,
very interesting. And then I saw a shadow in my bedroom and I said, that's it, I'm going to smudge. So I smudged my house and I haven't seen these guys since until
okay, that's not yeah.
until February of this year. And I was on my way into work and I'm driving. I have a lady I carpool with. And in about a 15-20 second time frame, what I felt was I was like just energy, like sitting up, like in the back seat kind of thing. And I was just sitting there struggling to say a single word. I was having a hard time saying a single word. And then next thing I knew, I was slammed into my body, and my body kind of did one of these kinds of things. And then I opened my eyes, and I'm like, oh crap, that's stop sign came up fast. I'm telling my passenger. And then later at break, we started talking about it. And she goes, "Oh yeah, you were like spaced out. Um, you were driving faster than normal. You didn't drive like you were driving differently, and you were talking in very slow motion." Oh, well, that was interesting. And the lady was sitting at the table, and her daughter, and they were talking, and she was going. The lady was talking. Yeah, I saw this light and everything in the air, in the sky, and everything. And her daughter's, "You're crazy, and you're out there, mom. You know, you're whatever." And I talked to her the other day, kind of brought that up again with her, and she says it was probably about a 6-7 foot light that was very bright, not too far above their car, and she couldn't stop or anything to get a good look at it, but it followed them for a little bit. So that was very interesting. And that happened the same night or same morning that
That yours happened?
that
So
what
where do you
happened to
think
me.
so where do you think you went?
I kind of was told that I had like an upgrade. I'm sorry, an upgrade happening. Um,
'Cause I
I
hear
was
activation. I hear the word activation,
activation. Okay,
which would be the same thing, right?
could be.
If
Yeah,
you had it. Yeah.
yeah. And so there's my little story.
So, have you ever asked after the fact, or, like, have you ever tried to connect with those beings through meditation or channeling or anything?
I tried to connect through my pendulum, and that's what I got. That it was an upgrade
Okay.
off of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
Interesting. That's
my friends, and
that's crazy.
I say that they protect me because of the being at the apartment and being in my home. I haven't seen the shadows or anything else like that since then, since I smudged.
Mhm.
And that's been a few years now. So I
Okay.
believe they are here to help protect me,
Mhm.
because they've been there on tougher times.
Mhm.
So that's what I think.
And
That's what I
so
think.
so okay, so they're your alien family from
Hmm.
another, you know, um, lifetime or experience.
Okay.
So, I have questions, but I don't even know how to start to ask those questions. Like, so, I mean, so now you understand while they're here and you understand they're here to protect you, but do you ever, um do you ever get a sense of, like, why? Like, I mean, like, why?
I
You
haven't
know, and why
yet.
don't they protect everybody? Like, okay.
Yeah,
I would wanna know,
I'm
like,
not
why? Why
sure
me? Like,
why. Um, I haven't gotten those answers yet. I've tried kind of asking those questions and all, but I don't hear
mhm.
the answers. I'm not getting the answers in my clairs or anything. So,
You know why?
um,
So, take this for you. So, I'm wondering if you're expecting the answers to come in English.
it's the only way I know. Oh.
It's the only way you think you know. And
So could it be?
this is going like a
Go
whole
ahead.
different direction. So, I'm gonna tell you, like, your messages doesn't have to come in English like you and I are speaking, and so I would say try to meditate with the intent to connect with them, and when you do, whatever you hear, whatever comes to you, listen to it, but um don't try to figure out exactly what it's saying at first. Listen to it, write it down, whether it's symbols, whether it's just a jumble of letters or sounds. Write it down and then connect with whatever you get. So, in other words, if you just get a bunch of symbols or a bunch of like vowels and consonants, but they don't make any sense, that's perfectly fine. Write it down to however you hear it come through and then sit with that. Because sometimes what I've witnessed recently, because recently, like, it's only happened for myself, is like when my when I start channeling, a light language comes through, and a light language is all just syllables, right? And so there's no real words in light language. But what I've found is that there's words that I understand that's underneath that. So
Hmm.
they're not it's not the prominent of what I'm hearing or what I'm getting is it's kinda like a softer layer underneath. So, like you've had, like, music sit on top of something else before, right?
Hmm.
Um, and so it's that underlying that's up underneath it all that comes through, and so it may not come through right away, but it may be something that you can resonate with and sit with and be able to connect with it on a different level than what you're
Okay.
expecting.
There we go. Yeah.
I just
Thank
think it's
you.
weird how information comes through sometimes, so I'm just kinda like, "Really?"
Hey, it's something for us to work on.
Yeah.
My buddy and I.
Yeah, so don't think it has to come through in English, right? Or, think of it whether it's symbols or letters or consonants or just like noise. And then determining what that noise resonates with and how it sits with you and sit with the noise of whatever comes through.
Okay.
Don't put too much expectations around it.
Okay. Awesome.
It's so weird. Okay, yeah.
It's so
Awesome.
cool. It's so
That is
cool.
so but oh my gosh, though, I just couldn't imagine waking up and seeing something at the foot of my bed. That to me is, like, completely terrifying.
It was kind of weird because I don't think I was really scared of them. I was crying out because it was just something different.
Right.
It was, I mean, it's like looking at something like this. I mean, you're not expecting to see something like this when you're expecting
Right.
to see it a human. So
Right.
it was more of just, you're so different. That's weird.
Amazing. That's that would be terrifying. I would probably shot holes through my wall. I just I probably would have grabbed my
Well, they
45
froze
and
me.
started shooting holes in the wall.
Well, they froze me, so I couldn't do that. I couldn't do anything
So
like
you
that.
could yeah, that's right. Yeah, you said you couldn't move. Ah,
Yeah, they paralyzed me, so I couldn't move. So
that's
if
intense.
they took me, I don't know. I don't recall
You don't know.
anything. I don't recall except for they were just looking at me.
That's intense. Wow.
Yeah, didn't
That's
last very
intense.
long. Probably,
Not very
I would recall maybe 15 seconds that they were there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It wasn't very long.
But it made a but it made a lifetime impression on you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
even the
crazy.
three heads in the trash can,
Yeah.
How often do you see three heads out of a trash can when all your family's with you or over
I've
there?
never, yeah, I've never. Only thing I've ever seen in the yard that was kinda weird, I saw an elf one time, and it wasn't a cute little Santa elf. It was it was more like the elf you see in the mystical drawings, right, or the stories of the
Okay.
underworld and the elves. It was more like that, and it was really weird because I was getting into my car, and I was talking to my daughter, and I was like, "I just saw an elf." And it's like I saw him step in and then step out, like disappear. Like he stepped into the yard from behind this little flower, really, and then he stepped back out like there was like a portal or a door there that I couldn't see, right? But he was just in and out. And I told
Yeah.
my daughter, I was like, "I just saw an elf." And he just stopped by to make sure everything was ready. And I was like, "What?" Like, still like in a maze when just weird stuff comes out of my mouth. But that was weird, right? And I remember that still today. That was probably like 3 years ago when that happened.
Was it a couple years ago, a couple summers ago? We're standing in our garage and we have like a 2 brick width of brick before you go to the near the front deck or a front door. So we're standing there. I'm looking out of the garage and I see this person just walk into that brick section right there.
Oh, yeah.
It was, it, yeah. So I just saw this man just kind of take like one step and he was gone. It's
I
like,
think that was kinda like
okay.
a residual. I think that was kinda like and I've seen that before. I
Like,
was on, oh, we went to the battleship in, Charleston, North Carolina. There's a battleship that's there. You can do tours on it. And we went and did a tour, and, we were in the room where they had all the awards and stuff that the battleship had earned over the years, and then you go out of that room, and so it's, like, towards the end of the tour, and we were headed out of that room, and I saw this figure walk from right to left, and, while he was going from, like it was on the other side of the doorway, and my husband started walking through the doorway, and I grabbed him, and I pulled him back, and I was like, "You almost ran." He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You almost walked right into that guy." He's like, "What guy?" I was like, "I just saw a guy in uniform go from left to right." I was like, "And you almost walked right into him." He's like, "There was nobody there." And I was like, "I swear I saw somebody there." We walked through the doorway, and I look to the right, and there's 2 portholes, one at the top and one at the bottom, and they both have a padlock on 'em, and there was no place else to go. And that was pretty I was like, "Wow." That was like because I saw a full person, and they were in uniform, kinda
mhm.
like the dress down uniform, but still the Navy uniform, and they had the crew cut and all that. I thought it was somebody that worked on the ship. I was like
I had something similar to that. Um, I was at work and I was doing inventory on this like vending machine. So I was getting the inventory on that. So I had my clipboard there holding it and I felt this like somebody came by and just tapped my clipboard. You know how it kind of bounces a bit like that? I
Mhm.
felt that and I looked up. There was nobody around except for this guy. I just saw this guy walking and he was already on the other side of the kind of the other side of the wall, but it was like a garage door.
Mhm.
So it was like an opening, but on the other side of the wall. Does that make sense?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So he's like over there, and I look up and he's all, jeans and like a plaid-ish kind of shirt.
Mhm.
And I'm like, why'd you do that? I had a few experiences at that job. I was in, so I worked in a crib, which is where they hold all of the supplies and everything that other people need, and all the materials and stuff. So they come to me and they pick up their supplies, and it's all fenced in. So I'm in my little office that was there, and I peek out the door and I see like this little, all I could think of is Beauty and the Beast, that little footrest thing that goes walking around, and it turns out to be the dog in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
little footrest thing. Well,
Mhm.
I saw something like that, but it was no bigger than probably the size of the piece of paper.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's all running by, and he was all these different colors. He was like all the rainbow color of the rainbow. I mean, he was just very, very colorful. And he had that like puppy like bounce to it.
How cool is that?
That was
How
pretty
cool is
cool.
that? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was I was in, I was at work. Oh, wow. See, like, these work experiences. I was at work, and I was in the copy room, um, putting together, material for a meeting, so, like, printing out and stapling stuff for a meeting, and in the middle of the room and the floor, there were, recycling bins for paper. And
Mhm.
so and they were standing, so there's like 4 of them, boom, 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 boom. Well, the 2 middle ones, well, before I do that, so let me tell you, it's like, this was very early on in me opening up, and there was already a lot of stuff happening at home. Like, I was hearing voices at home, I was being touched at home, my animals were, like, doing weird stuff. So there was a lot of activity around me, and I would tell my friend, like, I would because we worked on the floor together, I'm like, "Have you ever looked at the end of the hallway, and have you seen that dark shadow that just kinda hangs out there?" And she's like, "I thought it was just the lights," and I was like, "No, it's not the lights, because the lights are fine, like, there's a dark shadow, like, this dark, like, thing that would just hang out at the end of the hallway." Well, so just kinda, like, set the stage for that. I'm in this room putting together these pamphlets, these papers for a meeting, and the 2 recycling bins, they're standing there, and they start "Doot, doot, 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 doot," and they're going, like, opposite of one another, and they get pretty violent, and I'm like, and I screamed out, I was like, "Y'all gotta stop it." The trash can stopped, I grabbed everything, and I went back to my desk and finished the work there. I was like, "Y'all ain't doing this around me. I'm going away."
I kind of had the same thing at the in the crib too. I'm sitting there and I didn't do anything. And all I next thing I know, I've got this document printing. It's like I didn't even touch anything. I've got this document printing and I go and look at it. It's like a 1,000-page document.
Holy
And I
schmoly.
shut that down. Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? I'm going to get in trouble for making all this for no reason. Leave my printer alone.
Leave it alone, right. Leave it alone.
You're going to
You can
get me in
stop messing with
trouble.
our
It's waste. Stop it. I'm just like chewing on it. It's like, leave it alone, buddy. Come on now.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then the same room, I go to walk out one day and I had the radio on. And just as I got to the frame of the door there, I heard my name and it came through the radio. I heard my name. It said, Dana. I'm the only one in the crib at the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So they came through the radio.
That's crazy. Mine's always been just out of nowhere, just out of the air. Except for one time, but, like, like, at the house that I was telling you about, like, I would hear my name and other stuff all the time, but it would just be, like, there. Like, it would just be there. But I will say I did, Cassadaga, Florida, is well known for their psychics, and the, energy and the spiritual energy and the hauntings that go on there and everything, and so I went to Cassadaga, Florida for a long weekend. I just wanted to escape, and I just left and went there by myself. And they had a little, ghost tour going on, and so, I joined it with a few other people, and they had the ghost box there.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, they had the ghost box there, and, the lady was like, "Was there anybody there that has anything to say?" And, it's like, and then it goes, and then there was a message that came through. I don't wanna say what the message was, but a message came through, and the lady's like, "Who is this? Who is this?" And the name Relford came out. And, she's like, "Relford?" And I froze, and I was just like, "No." And so because that's my grandfather's name, and so the message that came out was for me. Yeah, I
Oh.
was not happy about it at all. The message was ridiculous. I'm not saying what it was, but it was
You
just
know,
yes,
wow.
it was yes, and I was just like, "Why?" I was like, "Anybody else know a Relford by chance? Anybody?
Anybody? Anybody?
Anybody? Anybody?"
Oh,
I got
another word
chills.
story. Oh, oh, how sweet. That's cool. That's cool. I was able to see, I was at work, again, work, and I'm just off in my own la la land. And on the other side of the table there, we have like a table and then like a rack on the back so we could hang bins on it. I don't know if you've seen anything like that, but we have those. And so there's two tables there. Well, I'm on the far end of the table, and my coworker was on the other side of her table working. And I'm just sitting there, and I look up and I see this head. I'm going to use my little guy here. And the little head
Was it
just
the
kind of,
same type of head, or was it the same type of head like your
it was a
other?
human head. This was a
Okay.
human head. And it was actually the owner of the founder of the company that had passed
Wow.
away there on the property.
Oh, wow.
And he poked his head around and was looking at me, and I thought it could have been him. And recently I saw a picture, and it's like, oh, that's him. So it was the owner, the
Pretty
original
cool.
founder of the company.
Mhm. That's pretty
It's
cool.
pretty cool. So
Check in, make sure y'all are doing your job, right?
yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was another one.
So,
I
this isn't paranormal, but it is scary, or so a friend of mine, she lived in, I'm not gonna say really it wasn't a trailer park, but it was a little, like, half-acre lots, and they all had, like, single wide trailers on them, but everybody owned each lot and each trailer, right? Does that make sense? So it
right.
wasn't like a
Yeah.
trailer park where you rented it, like, she was so, and so we were staying over there, And one night we saw all these lights from across the way. So we turned out all the lights in our house. We went to the far window so we could see, and not the lot directly across, but the lot like catty corner over one. There were
Mhm.
3 guys out there um, digging up something like at 2 in the morning. I mean, there was nothing on the lot, it was empty. There wasn't a home on it or anything, and the owner we didn't know the owner of the lot, and he was a very prominent individual in that county. But there was 3 figures digging up something at 2 in the morning.
That doesn't sound too
Doesn't sound too good,
legal.
does it? Yeah, we didn't we were in our 20s, we did not investigate any farther because we knew who owned the
Yeah,
land, and we're like, "Yeah, we're gonna leave that one alone."
yeah,
'Cause he had a
that's
lot of
kind of on
pull,
the
a lot of pull, and it's just like, "Yeah, we're just gonna act like we didn't see anything."
yeah. That's a messed up one. That's a messed up
Yeah,
one.
that's pretty yeah.
I have,
That's kinda
I did have another one with this guy here. I don't know if it's this guy or who, but on my way to work one morning, um, I'm driving and I'm looking north, and up in the next city, it's kind of like at that time it's kind of bare, so you don't see a whole lot until the next city and the big main road, first main road in that one. And over that, around about that area, I saw 5 lights that flashed like a flashlight. It was like flash, 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 5 of them.
Oh,
I don't know.
wow.
I'm trying to figure out my camera thing here.
You're fine.
Yeah. So um, it flashed 5 times and it was gone.
Wow.
And I'm like,
That's
whoa.
crazy.
And I do work right next to an airport. So I thought, well, maybe it was the airport lights. So I watched the airport lights, and the lights from the airport go east to west. You know, the ones that spin,
Mhm. Yeah.
goes east to west. These lights went west or east to west. Wait, I said that wrong.
West to east.
The yeah,
The opposite direction.
the airport, yeah, it went the opposite direction. The airport went west to east, and these lights went east to west.
East to west. Interesting. And it was
Yeah,
just
that was
interesting.
yeah.
I got scared one time. Oh, I got so scared one time. Me and my husband here, we were just dating. And I was over here fixing dinner one night. I wasn't living here at the time. I was just over here visiting. It was very early on and we were dating. And I was in the kitchen. He was out on the front porch talking to a friend. I was in the kitchen and I think I like leaned over to get something out of the stove or to check on dinner out of the stove. And when I came back up, I saw I saw a figure behind me. Um and I swore it was my husband. And
Mm-hmm.
I went to say something and then the figure disappeared and I screamed. Like I screamed. I'm like, "Where are you? Where did you go? Why did you do that?" And he's outside, and I got there. I was like, "Why did you come in and you do that to me?" He's like, "I didn't do anything." I'm like, "I know good and well I saw you or somebody very similar to you."
Right, right.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
had
jumped. Yes.
Yeah.
So he does have a brother who passed, and so I kind of wonder if it was his brother. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I was in my basement
Yeah.
one time meditating, and I thought I heard my husband walking in the door, walking around upstairs. I heard it. And when I was done, I go, well, he's home. I'll just go up when I'm done. When I went up there, nowhere.
Nowhere.
He was nowhere. And I just got a text from him saying, I'm on my way home now. Okay, it wasn't you. I'm like, okay. I thought you
That's
were
one of the
already
times
home.
when you want a camera upstairs so you can go back and see what was going on.
So yeah, that was kind of crazy.
That was
That was
crazy.
pretty crazy.
Oh my God. That would be crazy. Look, all right. I'm starting to get a little spooked. Maybe we need.
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, it didn't scare me.
Yeah.
It was the residual of him walking up there from before. So, I mean, it didn't really scare me, but it was like, wait, I heard you walking upstairs. I didn't think
Or what if
nothing
you
of it.
heard him in the future him versus a residual him?
That could have been.
Like a timeline that crossed over.
Maybe he was really wanting to be home at that point, so he was already walking in before he left. He just wanted to be home. So
that would be pretty cool, right?
He was ahead of himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Now let's see. I've got more stories. Oh, here's another story that was pretty cool. Okay. I'm driving to work.
I don't know if I ever want to be in the car with you.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. This one was very protected. This was a beautiful story.
Okay. All right.
So I'm driving to work and I'm stopped at this light. I'm going straight. And there is diagonal from me, there is a gas station. Mm-hmm. I'm at the red light and I kept hearing, get gas. And I'm fighting. I start fighting with them. I don't need gas. I'll get it when I get off work. I'm fine. I'll just do it later. And it's sub-zero outside. It was freezing outside. So it's like, I'll get it later. Get gas. I don't need to. I'll get it later. Well, they didn't like that answer. So next thing you know, my steering wheel was turning into the turning lane. The gas was on and my car was moving into the turning lane. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting gas.
No way.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. They was not going to take no for an answer, and they took over my steering wheel. They took over my steering wheel. And so I went and got gas, and it was like flipping forever because it was so cold. The gas was barely coming out. It was just like clunk, clunk. I was like, come on.
Oh my goodness. So wait, so what are you?
I'm going to be late for work. I'm like watching my watch, and I'm like, come on, we gotta go. And so I finally got done. I start moving, and I get to this intersection. So my work is here. There's a small little creek right here, and then the road. So I'm coming up this road. I get to the creek, which is a small little bridge over it. By golly, George, there was an accident.
Oh, wow.
Had I have gone through that light and went straight, I would have been part of that accident.
Yeah.
But it was the craziest thing. My steering wheel turned and my car moved on its own. That was just
Wow.
crazy as crazy. But looking back, it's like, thank you. Thank you for taking over.
Yes.
And when I got there, sorry, when I got
No.
there was an ambulance and everything else that was had somebody on a stretcher. I couldn't tell if they were covered or whatever, but
Right.
they were on a stretcher, and it's like, oh man,
Wow.
yeah.
So, I'm going to take this into a different direction. Um, Spirit has, the ability to give us messages when we need it the most. And it's up to us if we're going to follow through. Or, in your case, they just took over.
Hmm.
In 2002, I was sitting in my car, outside of my apartment, and I kept hearing, "Go back to where you came from. Go back to where you came from." And at that point, I didn't know that I had a gift, or, literally, I thought I was just arguing with myself.
Yeah, same
And
here
I
at
would
that
have
time.
these Yeah, I would have these arguments quite often with myself, and sometimes I would give in, and other times I wouldn't. And, and so I was like, "Well, I can't go back to where I came from." They're already in bed asleep. "Go back to where you came from." I was like, "No. What am I gonna do? How am I, why am I there?" They're like, "You just can't go in. You can't go in." I was like, "I don't have a choice. I gotta go in. Where else am I gonna go?" Like, this was the conversation that was going on, and I think I probably sat in my car for a good 5 minutes having this conversation with myself, and I was like, "Well, I tell you what, I compromised." My compromise was I had a blue jean jacket, so I'm gonna put my wallet inside my blue jean jacket pocket, the inside pocket. I'm gonna put my key rings around each of my fingers. I'm gonna leave my purse because there's nothing in here I really need. And I'm gonna take my bread because I need my egg sandwich in the morning. Everything else can wait, you know? So it's like that was my compromise. I get out of the car and I walk down the pathway, because my apartment was on the back side of the building. So I'll walk down the pathway and I get to where you have to turn to walk to the door. And at that point, I saw someone standing outside of my apartment looking in the windows. And, I was like, "Can I help you?" And at that point, the individual started walking towards me, and I saw them pull a revolver out of their pocket. And, and let me tell you, I saw every centimeter of that revolver come out of the pocket. Like, I was just like, "Okay," And so, he came up to me, and, I backed up against the wall, and he held the gun to my temple, and, he said, "Let's go in." And, rule number 1 is never go anywhere with your assailant. Never go anywhere with them, and I don't care if it's in a building, inside of a room, into a vehicle, whatever. Rule number 1 is never go anywhere with them, right? Whatever they gotta do, let them do it where they have you. Um, So, anyway, I told him, "Okay," and then we turned the corner to go down to the doorway, and when we turned the corner, the gun came in front of my face. And, when that happened, I grabbed the cylinder of the gun. He pulled the trigger and the cylinder didn't move. So at that point, the gun became inoperable. And also at that point, the gun kinda just disappeared from the situation. I can't even tell you what happened to it. It was no longer a part of the situation. And, we ended up getting into a physical altercation. Um, and then and so we were in this physical altercation. I ended up on the ground at some point, and he was stepping on my throat. Um, and and I remember reaching for the toe of his shoe, and I got a hold of the toe of the shoe, and I bent it up. I bent his toes up, as hard as I could. And when I did, I got air. And when I got air, like, all 4 limbs just started just wailing. And, he ended up running off. Um, and so, but if I listened, he would have just broken into the apartment, gotten whatever, and, I probably still would have left the apartment complex, because of that. But instead, we got into a physical altercation. I got a damaged vocal box and a couple broken ribs, and yeah. But if I'd listened,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And the
Wow.
interesting thing is, like,
Okay.
no, I mean, I think the situation came out the best that it could, for the situation, because one thing I didn't tell you is, like, I was already shooting competition. So, I was doing IPSC competitions, and so, and I mean, I just didn't have a carry permit. And if I had a carry permit, that individual would not be walking around today, you
Wow.
know? So, yeah, because I was very
Wow.
comfortable. I was very comfortable, with guns, so it wasn't the gun that scared me, it was the individual behind the gun, right? And so, yeah, I mean, yeah,
Wow. Wow. Just goes to show us that we got to listen. We have
gotta
to
listen.
listen. We have to
Mhm.
listen.
Yeah, yeah, we gotta listen,
Wow.
and so, you know, if I listened, I wouldn't have had to have gone through that. I wouldn't be dealing with the PTSD of it still today. It's getting better. My episodes they're more manageable, and I've learned tools to deal with the anxiety, right? And so, and I put those tools to work. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. So
Good for
yeah,
you.
I mean, but if I just listen, so hey, listen, if you hear those voices tell you to do something, by all means, don't argue like Dana and I did. Just do it.
Yes. Don't argue. Just do it. And, you know, when I got the word of podcast, that's how I did it. I just went with it. And,
Mhm.
you know, now I'm 2.5 years into my own podcast, and, it's been fun. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're going to direct you in the right place. They
Yep.
won't steer you wrong.
No, absolutely not. And they're gonna do it better than you can. That's for darn sure. Did you hear
Yeah.
that? Can you hear him?
No.
Oh, it's my cat. He's at the door. Meow, meow. He's being pretty loud. I'm surprised. Mr. Hot
Oh, well,
Rod.
I had again at work. Oh my goodness. Again at work. I was working as a security guard at Stapleton Airport, if anybody out there remembers that. And so I was in at one of my shacks and I would work in night shifts. So I'm sitting there at night falling asleep because, it's nothing going on. And I'm trying to stay awake. I'm looking around, la, 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 la. And I look up in the fisheye mirror that we had. And I look at it and I rub my eyes. I look at it, shake my head. I look at it. In the mirror was Sherlock Holmes. He had the hat, the field hat. He had the pipe. Sherlock Holmes.
Crazy. Wow.
I'm looking behind my shack. What is back there making this in the mirror? He was there for I would probably say about 30 seconds.
Wow.
That's
pretty cool.
I'd probably say one of my first ones outside of Bigfoot and the three heads.
These little ETs.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had that. Recently, I was sweeping my kitchen floor, and I see this orb go flying across the floor. A white orb flying across the floor. I'm like,
wow.
Well, cool. That's my first orb with my physical eye.
I wonder if it could have been a pet, right? I wonder if it could have been your dog.
It could have been. It could have been. I do have a video of my past dog as a orb when I got my new pup. And that was white also. It could have been her.
It could have been. That's pretty cool. Nice.
Could have been. Yeah, it was down floor level, so it could have been.
Yeah, could have been. How about that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So what fun things are you doing for October?
Oh boy, October. Again, Halloween's not my favorite holiday. Isn't that funny? I have all my little friends here, but I think I prefer the real stuff than, all this stuff that happens out there, dressing up and having all that. I don't go for that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go for it. I'd rather have the real thing. It's not as scary.
Yeah. So true. The real thing's not as scary. I don't really do anything for Halloween. I used to do the house up and everything, but that's when I had kids at home, but now I don't. Do you have any events going on where people can come and see you?
No. In the past, I'd probably say 6 years, we've had maybe 5 kids come to the door.
Okay.
So it's just they have so many trunk or treat things going on now, and the malls all have their little things. So kids don't go door to door anymore here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice. That's great. So what about you? What do you have going on? What do you have? What does Dana Light Talk have going on?
Oh, let me see. What day is Halloween on this year?
The 31st.
It's on Friday. So what we do is we get out Little Vampire and we watch Little Vampire and we watch Charlie Brown's Halloween. And that's what we do. We just sit and watch that.
That's good. All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do anything. Yeah. No. No. I have so I mean, I will, so if you're for the listeners, if you're in the Atlanta area, I'll be doing a past life regression workshop on the 27th, I think.
Okay.
No, the 25th. I'll be doing a past life regression workshop on the 25th here at Inner Space. Um, and then I'll be doing a book signing sometime in November, but I don't have the dates yet. So I have my book out. You can find it on Balboa Press, but it's Embracing Your Inner Shadow, um, Moving Through the Storm and Finding Peace. So basically doing shadow work and dealing with your own internal demons, right? And getting them worked through so you don't take it out on yourself, um, and your food or other addictions, right? You learn to deal with those things and learn to give yourself some compassion and some love, and finding your inner peace and your own guiding light to carry you through, right? Because we've all had those issues where they keep coming up over and over again, just different players, right? And
Yeah.
so it's just working
Yeah.
through those. Yeah.
Congratulations on your book. Pretty
It's a little
awesome.
surreal. It's a little surreal. I'm not so it doesn't feel real.
Well, an update with me too. I am starting up a, how should we say this? It is a beginning psychic information class.
Okay.
So we'll be learning a little bit about your chakras, symbols, colors and their meanings, stones, clairs, kind of going through all of that stuff so that you can get a gist of
Nice.
what's going on. So that will be coming up next year. I am looking at April, around the April time. So
Nice.
be awesome. I'm excited for it. So yeah, check out
Springtime,
my
people will be wanting to get back out and do things. So, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that'll be great. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Awesome.
then I'm also working on getting a class for a Oracle card reading 101. So after taking the first class, you can take the second class and learn how to put those skills into card readings.
Nice.
So
So are
I'm
these
working on
virtually or are these in person or virtually?
virtual,
Nice.
virtually right
And
now.
how
So yeah,
and how
yeah.
can they get that? How can they find those classes virtually?
I am still working on getting it onto my website, but keep an eye out. It'll be getting up there here very soon. So be watching out. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. Yeah, and so if anybody knows, so once this post on our YouTube page, our websites are listed in the show notes. So you can go visit them and learn more about what Dana and myself do. And if you're in any of our local areas, hopefully we'll run into you sometime at some
Yeah.
events or whatever that we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have any stories you want to share, I'm looking for guests for my show. So contact me and we'll get your experiences on the show.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't
Hey,
forget to go to her book signing. Go to Summer's book signing.
oh yeah, I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'll definitely let y'all know. And it'll be on my webpage as well, whenever that is. Um, but the first book signing will be at the Inner Space. I've reached out to 3 other bookstores in the Atlanta area. Some of them said it's gonna have to be after the first of the year because they're already booked for the holidays.
Mhm.
So most of them will probably be after the first of the year. I'm also looking for bookstores in other states that might be interested um, in doing a book signing event as well. So, if you know of anybody, let me know. Leave it in the
All
comments.
right. Excellent. Well, congratulations on your book. That's so awesome.
Thank
I'm
you.
proud of you. That's
Thank you.
great.
I haven't sucked in yet, so thank you. So, I don't really know what to think about it yet. So. It's weird. I've been working on it forever, and I don't know. It's like, and it went live where individuals could order it. What, like last week, and like it's actually here in front of me now, and I don't really know what to think about it. Like, I don't know. Like my heart beats, and I get all. So I don't know.
Be giggly. It's okay. Be giggly. It's exciting.
It
That's really
is nervous.
awesome.
It's exciting and nerves too. So we'll see. I have big hopes for it. So we'll see. It's a thin book,
Yes.
so it's not. It's an easy read. It's not easy work.
Mm-mm.
Easy read, but not easy work.
No. Yeah.
So,
Excellent.
all right. And so we'll be
Excellent. I'm
back.
excited.
Yeah, I am too. So
We have
we'll be
you
back on
next
the
week.
24th. Next, we're gonna come
Uh,
back on the 17th or the 24th.
17th. I have you down for the 17th.
All
So
right,
we'll
we
be
can do
back
that
next week.
next week, and we'll have
Next
more
week.
spooky stories. We may even share stories of other people, right? Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Oh, that's amazing. Your stories are amazing. Ah, they still make my heart pound like, oh, I couldn't imagine. So I'm glad it was you, not me. We don't
It's
want to go.
been fun. It's
No,
actually
we
been
don't want to go to work with Dana, and we don't want to ride in the car with her. But other than that, we're good.
That's why I have so many work dreams about work.
You have a lot that goes on at work. I only have like a couple little stories
Yes.
about work. Not like, oh, here's another one. Oh, here's another. It's like boom, boom. It's like,
I have more too.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, I have more. Yeah.
All right, we'll hear them next week.
Okay. Well,
All
everyone
right,
have a great week, and we will see you next week.
absolutely.
Same time,
Right.
same place.
Same time, same place. All right, bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.